So we've gone over Marvel Legacy and Generations, and we've determined that, at least I've determined, maybe you've determined with me, that they are nothing but gimmicks. To validate the SJW replacements slash copies that they've created, and they insist on shoving down everyone's throats because they clearly know better than we do, us intolerant, racist, misogynistic, homophobic jerks who prefer to have actual characters established versus caricatures established. But I digress. There's been a question floating around that I asked in the last video, and that is Marvel sabotaging itself on purpose? How bad, how bad do things need to be for that question to actually be floated in a serious manner? And I've seen it floated by a few people now. I mean, online, around the block. People are wondering, is Marvel doing this on purpose? Is there something going on where they're trying to collapse their own company and farm it out to other publishers? You know what, guys? I'm going to be honest. The short answer is I don't think that makes any sense whatsoever, but I think it's very revealing of just how bad it's gotten that question is being asked in all seriousness. Now, the short version is no. And I'll tell you why. I mean, the obvious reason is that doesn't make business sense. Now, these guys are not doing things that make business sense anyway. But I don't give them credit for being all that smart to figure out what the fans are going to hate and continuously do that. I don't think they would have angled it. It just doesn't make sense. What I personally believe is going on here, and this is just, I have nothing to base this on really aside from my gut. Knowing, I guess, kind of the type of people that are running the company, I really honestly believe that they honestly believe that they're doing an awesome job, that they are fighting the good fight, and that this sales slump right now, and the outcry from fans whom they just decided that they hate, that they're the enemy, that this is an obstacle to overcome on their way to doing something really righteous. Like this is what I think. I think they honestly believe in what they are doing and the characters they're creating, thinking that it is good and that it is the right way to go. And they're wrong. See, there's a type of person with an ideology, and the ideology gets so strong that everything becomes surface level. They're satisfied with surface level anything. That's why these new characters aren't characters, they're caricatures. They're caricatures of lesbians. They're caricatures of gay men. They're caricatures of black people. They're caricatures of Hispanics. They're caricatures. They are stereotypes. There's no depth to them. Comic fans like diversity. Comic fans are generally creative. I'm just saying this. Comic fans are generally creatives themselves. I mean, how many of you like to write, like to draw, or musicians, or craftsmen? I mean, anything. I mean, how many of you fall into that category? I do. I was an artist growing up. I could still draw every so often. I'm a writer, and I love diversity. Now, I'm gonna get a little deep on you guys for a second, but I believe in God, and I believe God, clearly, being the creator, is a creative, and that if any of you have that creative spark, that's part of His image in you. And as a rough example of this, of why I like diversity, is because I believe that God created all diversity. I believe it's all good, because He is creative. I mean, I looked up one time how many known species of trees there are. It just hit me to look up trees. And there's over, I think 10,000 species of trees that's been discovered so far. And if God were boring, he would have created one type of tree. Utilitarian. All you need is one tree. You need one tree planted everywhere, and you're good. No. He creates over 10,000 types of trees, and that's just on this one planet. That's pretty creative. That's pretty diverse. The whole point. I'm really just trying to establish where I'm coming from on this. We love diversity. We love diversity. You, Marvel, are not creating diversity. You are creating stereotypes. You are creating caricatures. You're doing surface level stuff so you can say, see, look, ta-da. And it doesn't mean anything. You didn't establish anything. You didn't create anything except a very shallow piece. There's no depth in the swimming pool, guys. You put some water in there, but if you dive in, you hit the bottom. There's nothing there. America Chavez? Really? You know, you shoehorned Falcon into being the Captain America, and that didn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm sorry, I mean, no offense, but he just was a diversity checklist. It didn't make logical sense. Bucky made sense, but Bucky's the wrong diversity, I guess. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Let me revert back. Why are they doing this? They think they're doing the right thing. And I think that these guys are so blinded by this ideology, and they're so blinded by the notion that the difficulties they're facing now, they will survive, and it's because they are righteous. This is why I have a real fear for Marvel, for the company, because I believe that they believe this. And if I am right, they will steer the ship into an iceberg, because they don't believe they're on the wrong course. And that's just really, really troubling. I know this got a little heavy. This video got a little heavy, but it's like as I've dug into it, I just really see you got to get to the heart of the matter eventually, right? And this is what I've come up with. I let me know what you guys think. I mean, maybe I'm completely off base, but I think this is why Marvel is going the direction it's going. And with the Miss Marvel movie coming out and Squirrel Girl being cast, my concerns that they're going to try to shoehorn these characters into the MCU is getting more and more concrete. Now, granted, the Squirrel Girl thing is in, I think, was it New Warriors? Is that what it is, guys? And it's going to be on some Disney affiliate thing called Freeform, and it's going to be a sitcom. And I'm like, well, all right, maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work, maybe. But they're gonna do it like a 10-episode run, and by the way, they've cast Squirrel Girl, and she's kind of a pretty actress though, so she doesn't quite match the imagery I've seen as of late with the Squirrel Girl comic book. She's very aesthetically unpleasing, to say the least, the way she's drawn. But the notion that they're gonna farm these characters out and just dissolve Marvel. Is Disney above doing that? Oh, no. No, they're not. Are they going to do it? I mean, if they sink this, if they hit the iceberg, Disney won't stop. Disney will not hesitate to do it. They won't. They will farm out the titles to other companies. They'll insist that the Marvel logo be present on the book, and they will ship it off to IDW, to Dark Horse, to Boom Comics. The Disney Princess thing went to a comic company called Joe Comics, I think. And I say this because I have a little girl, and she loves those books. So, good job, Joe. And, but you have to ask, guys, I ain't gonna lie. The titles would fare better at this point if this happened. Now, do I think Disney is consciously wanting to do that as a parent company? No, no. No, no. No, they don't want to do that. They want all, I mean, they want to keep it in-house. They want it profitable. But if you remember the way they just, I mean, they bought Lucasfilms and just shot LucasArts full of buckshot and said, okay, we're farming the video games. I mean, they don't do video games. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Disney will definitely do it if these guys wreck the numbers enough. And the way they're going to, because eventually the customers, I think a lot of us are already onto this and we're not really buying the books. The holdouts, where this is really going to make or break the day, is with retailers. And I was going to do a video on that, and I think I still might. If I forget to do a video and you want to hear me do a video, let me know in the comments and remind me, because it's just busy and sometimes I just forget. Retailers are going to have to put their feet down. That's where this is going to stop. Because how many of you guys have gone into a comic book shop and seen just stacks of these Marvel titles that they have invested that the comic stores have invested their hard-earned money in buying, and it ends up in the 50-cent box, the dollar box, and they're basically losing their butts on these books. When they stop buying those number ones, or if you're a retailer, if you can tell a fan, look, I know that you're into this book, put it on your pull list, and you order exactly what you need and not one issue more. If you say, I am done with the gimmick, Marvel will change. This is going to be where the holdout, where the change is, when the retailers stop falling for it. Fans got to stop falling for it too, but it hit me after I said that in one of my videos that, we got to quit falling for it. Is the comic stores, the comic shops are the ones that really have to stop falling for this. And they have to, now granted, they know their audience. They know their customers, hopefully. And hopefully they can gauge what their customers actually want. And if they want copies of Secret Empire or Legacy or Generations, cool, go for it. But if they don't order on a whim anymore. Don't take the chance on Marvel relaunches. I think I realize this was kind of a deep and different type of video, but I'd really just, sitting here getting into the meat of this. And all right, guys, I'm gonna hang it up here. Just let me know what you think, please. If you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate your support, your comments, your thoughts, all of it. So you're awesome. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.